Well, hello and welcome to the Movie Man podcast. How are you?
Thank you for changing that up. Thanks for not doing it the same way we always do it, and then I'm always like, hey, let's do it differently. It's, I really feel like you listen to me when
or
you
it was
don't listen to me.
Yeah. Well, we
well,
are
greetings.
now in day 312 of isolation.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the way the world is right now, and
yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, to hell with that.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And let's get into this. Let's do it. A couple of weeks ago, we reviewed a film.
We did.
Called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone if you're from questionable parts of the world. But yeah, we did the first Harry Potter movie as the springboard into our series of doing all the Harry Potter movies. And so sequentially, yeah, that's the word I'm trying to figure out. Sequentially,
yes.
This is we've arrived at number 2.
That is, logically the next step after number 1.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the movie, and we're going to talk about the movie as if you had just been watching it with us. So if you've somehow gone this far into your life and have not seen Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, stop what you're doing. Like in general, not just listening to this. Just stop everything.
Yeah. Self-isolate if you aren't already, and watch the movie.
And go watch this.
Yeah.
Speaking of self-isolation,
yes.
Do it. We record remotely.
Yes, we're not in the same room.
Despite our sorcery, no pun intended, around the fact that it sounds like we're in the same room. We're really not. We're hours apart.
Yes.
So don't jump all over us and be like, yeah,
you're not doing it.
You're not supposed to be doing that.
Are you 6 feet apart?
So anyways, I've never not been at least 6 feet apart from Pete. That's...
I think that's...
And you can take that to the bank.
I don't think so. I think that's false.
No.
Okay. I want to add one more thing here.
Okay.
As far as spoilers, our assumption here is that the Chamber of Secrets isn't a Chamber of Secrets to the listener.
Okay. It was really important that you added that in. That was
that's good. That's amazing. All right, podcast over. That's it.
That elevated you to a whole new level. I don't see a reason to continue.
Yeah. Let's crack into it.
Necessarily a desire to. Yeah. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The other thing I want to say, like when reviewing Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. There's a lot of things that... So I've read the first 3 books and then maybe the first 2 chapters of the 4th book. I intend on sort of storming through the rest of them over the course of the summer.
Oh, cool.
But all of the reading that I did from them was about a year and a half ago. About a year ago.
So not fresh.
So it's not fresh, and I didn't stop because I wasn't enjoying it. I just, like, life got, things changed and life got crazy, and here we are. So having said that, some of the things that we're going to like or dislike about the movie, I get that it was a book first, and so some of it isn't, like, we can be like, oh, well, I don't really like Ron as a character. And it's like, well, but that's not
the book's
that's not
fault.
the director's fault. That's
Right.
not the that's got nothing to do with the movie as much. But I mean, it is what it is. We haven't read the books all the way through. We haven't done repeat readings.
No.
So even in the stuff that I have read that I find really interesting, it's not fresh in our minds.
Right. And we're not going to draw those lines of we're only going to talk about the film and anything that's the underlying story is off limits, because I feel like that might get a bit of a boring podcast.
Yeah. So I mean, ultimately, it's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets as a movie viewing experience.
Right. Yeah.
And it is what it is. And so some of that will be influenced by the book, and some of that will be influenced by the director, and some of that will be influenced by the actors, and so on and so forth.
Right.
But it is what it is. So,
well, should we lead things off with a couple trivia questions?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the first one, 2002, which was the year this film was released, was kind of a doozy of a year from, I think, a lot of people's perspectives, at least a lot of people who have similar interests to me. I'm going to give you 3 films that came out that year, and I view them as blockbusters, but I want you to try and rank them based on their worldwide gross.
Okay.
So these 3 films, and you got to rank which was first, second, and third, are Star Wars Attack of the Clones, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets,
right,
and Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. So 3 very popular series, 3 new chapters to each of those series, all came out in 2002. I'm curious where you think they ranked up as far as worldwide gross.
And I mean, all 3 of those are mammoth franchises.
All of those, they're if they had been spread out on different years where they weren't all in the same year, they all could have easily been number 1. Easily. Right. Just because they're so followed, so popular.
Yeah, this is tricky. I mean, and all of them are none of them are the first in a series. So they're all riding off the success of previous films.
Right. They're all technically the second chapter, but Attack of the Clones is a bit different.
Attack of the Clones was the 5th film.
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. I'm going to say I know that Harry Potter craze got huge.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was huge yet. I don't know if by the time this film came out, we were all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or...
Right.
And I know that Return of the King, if Return of the King was on this list, it would be that would be a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, I'm not, I'm staying objective as far as I'm not saying Return of the King is better than any of the other options. I'm just saying it was huge.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say that I think Star Wars was probably number 1.
Okay.
Because I mean people line up down the block for Star Wars.
Yeah. Honestly.
And camp out for days and
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna say Harry Potter.
Okay.
And I think the reason why I'm giving the edge to Harry Potter over Lord of the Rings is Harry Potter, the books were also coming out. There was Harry Potter craze on several levels.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Toys and books were coming out, and movies were coming out, and it was all kind of happening at once in this big whirlwind. And Harry Potter is also the content. as far as box office number goes,
Mm-hmm.
there probably wasn't a shit ton of people taking their kids to go see The Two Towers, right? Like
Right.
it was
Well,
probably a younger age group overall.
Yeah, it's
Like
it's-
we
yeah,
saw
maybe.
we saw Lord of the Rings in the theater.
What's that?
I said we definitely saw Lord of the Rings in
Sure.
the theater.
But maybe not everyone did.
But
Yeah.
there were definitely more kids that went to go see Harry Potter than there was Lord of the Rings.
Potentially, yeah.
Because this like the source material is like, Lord of the Rings is not
a
a children's book.
No, you're right.
The second Harry Potter book is.
Right.
So that's my number. Star Wars,
Okay.
then Harry Potter, then Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Well, you got one of the three correct.
Oh, okay.
You actually
Which-
had them flopped. So
Which was going to happen unless I got them all correct. It was always right. Like,
Yeah.
because if you get one wrong, you get two wrong.
the first was actually Two Towers.
Wow.
The second was actually Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The third of these three was Attack of the Clones. But just for the year, actually, Attack of the Clones came in fourth. Just for context, actually, the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi with Tobey Maguire, that actually beat out Attack of the Clones. But of the three that we were guessing, we guessed Two Towers, Chamber of Secrets, Attack of the Clones.
I guess what I wasn't factoring in is that, yes, they were all coming off previous momentum, but the previous momentum for Attack of the Clones was The Phantom Menace.
Right, which a lot of people hate.
May have hurt it
right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I would not...
I was surprised by that too.
Often I hear, like when we were doing our top 10 or our top 100 films of the decade for the last decade.
Yep, the 2010s.
Yeah, quite often I was like, okay, yeah, I can't argue that.
Right.
Right. All right, fair. I don't know if I feel that way this time.
Right.
Like The Two Towers is a fantastic film.
Sure.
I struggle to wrap my head around it beating out these other two as far as like sheer box office performance.
Right.
I find that really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. The second question is more related to this film as far as a character casting. So Kenneth Branagh played Gilderoy Lockhart, celebrity author of the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher at Hogwarts, who was said to...
And the twice winner of Which Weekly's most...
Yes.
Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Handsomest smile. Best smile.
Best smile. Who was said to have been the first choice for this role? And I've got 3 choices for you.
Sean Connery.
I've got 4 choices for you. No.
All right.
3 choices. The first being Hugh Grant. The second being Pierce Brosnan. And the third being Jude Law.
Okay. So Pierce Brosnan is interesting. But I don't think it's him.
Okay.
I think the only reason why he's on this list is because we are currently watching 007 as a series on the show.
Shout it out. Check it out if you haven't already.
And wow, that was shameless, man. That's great.
It's our show. We can do what we want.
Screw it. We're our own merch.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the only reason why he's on this list. Jude Law is interesting.
Right.
Because Jude Law plays Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts franchise.
Oh, right.
And see, here's the thing, though.
Right.
I don't know if I buy that was a genuine right. Like, I'm wondering if that's...
Who knows?
I'm gonna go with Hugh Grant.
Sure. Well, that's actually correct. And for the record, that was a fake right. And also for the record, Pierce Brosnan, that's an interesting 007 connection. I was just trying to find, like, comparable British popular
really
actors
damn
of the
good
time. But the 007 connection was interesting. But yeah, accordingly, Hugh Grant was the first choice, but scheduling issues were conflicting. So they went on to their next choice, and it was announced Branagh was selected as Grant's replacement.
Cool. And, I mean, Branagh did a great job.
Oh yeah.
I don't like to speculate. People always go, I don't think it would have been as good with Hugh Grant. Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that.
Right. So, and the other thing is people ask me all the time, what do you think, do you think so-and-so would be good as Batman? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, it's a tough, and I mean, to some extent, like if someone came up to me and they're like, hey, do you think Hilary Swank would be good as Batman? I go, well, it's an interesting choice.
Bold move, yeah.
But I mean, just about anyone else, like, yeah, if someone's like, hey, they're rebooting Back to the Future. What do you think about
Scarlett Johansson?
What do you think about Bill Cranston playing Dr. Emmett L. Brown? And I go, I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Right.
I mean, he could be great. He's a good actor. I don't know. I haven't read the script.
Right.
I don't know what direction they're going in.
Yeah, you got to know the context.
I got no clue. So
context
bring
is
it on.
key. Yeah.
Could be good.
Final question here. True or false nature? Was The Chamber of Secrets ever the highest grossing film in the Harry Potter franchise?
Ooh, true.
False. According to a reputable website, which I'm not referencing, only because this question may surface in the future, once the question kind of reaches its climax, I will reveal this reference. But for the time being, false. It was never the highest grossing film in the Harry Potter franchise.
So it never made as much as Sorcerer's Stone?
According to this website, no.
See, okay. So I find that interesting. So that's the end of trivia?
One more thing I'm just going to say.
Okay.
Sometimes I find that I'm busy. Sometimes you find that you're busy. Sometimes
I find that you're busy.
Sometimes the audience finds themselves that they're busy. But none of us will ever be as busy as John Williams in 2002.
Okay.
Well, or at least the films that were released in 2002 that he was working on. So he was probably busier like 6 months and a year prior to that. But in that small window of time, he came up with the music for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Star Wars Attack of the Clone, Steven Spielberg's Minority Report, Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can. So 4 absolutely iconic films, either film series or films, they're all amazing soundtracks because it's John Williams. Like, he can throw gravy on a wall and it's amazing. So this guy was just a living legend in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. But that wraps up trivia. What were you going to say?
I don't know. No, okay. Well, I mean, I was just going to dive into it. But I was going to do so starting by saying,
okay.
I don't know if I can say this definitively yet.
Okay.
I have a claim that I've made for a long time.
Sure.
And I'm going to tentatively make it now. With the understanding that I'm monitoring the validity of that claim moving forward. And right. I may retract the statement at some point.
Okay.
I think that this is probably my favorite Harry Potter movie.
Now, this is an actual occurrence, so I'm saying, ooh, interesting. That's fascinating.
Which is funny because it sounded less genuine than the fake one.
Well, that's because I had to give the clarification beforehand, but it did sound very fake.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite. I always tell people it's my favorite.
Interesting.
And so we'll have to see. It could be wrong.
Now, I'm going to say this. And I've watched these films a lot. There are some I've watched more than others. So if we were talking Lord of the Rings, if we were talking Star Wars, like you are with Star Wars, we can tell you what happens on Tatooine in the third scene at minute 52 and what happens after this and what happens at the climax. But there are a few of these Harry Potter films that I still am a little unfamiliar with, that I'll rewatch it because I haven't watched it in years. And I know the gist of what's going to happen, but I've forgotten enough that it's a new experience. And this happened when I watched Chamber of Secrets. And
ooh, interesting.
yes, and the same thing happened that I think always happens when I watch Chamber of Secrets. And ultimately, when I was watching this, I wasn't sure how much I was actually enjoying myself compared to, say, the first chapter, because that's the most recent one I watched. And
that's interesting.
I'd say only maybe for about the first third I thought this. I wouldn't even say the first half of the movie, but I just felt I was dragging, I wasn't drawn in, I wasn't captivated. And I was almost sure I disliked this film. But for the last, but for the last 2/3, I retracted those exact thoughts. Like the backstory, the events that are happening, just the story, everything captivated me. I was drawn in. I wouldn't say this is my favorite Harry Potter, but it definitely made me white out the thoughts that I had in the first part of the film. And I was like, this is a solid film. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed it better than number one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely, clearly I enjoy it more than the first one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. My only flaw, and it's not like an actual flaw, I think it's just I enjoy the three amigos together a bit more. It's just sometimes when I'm watching this and it's just Ron and Harry without Hermione, it's at times just a little less entertaining because she's the only one of the three that actually knows what they're doing. But it's still an interesting dynamic when they're off without her.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the portion when they're without her just does a good job of solidifying that fact that they
that's true,
that they all need each other.
Right. It has a purpose. Yeah, that's true.
That they're stronger as a trio.
Yep. No, that's
maybe
very
with
fair.
The exception of Ron. I don't really know what Ron contributes, but
he has a cool house.
But still, he's got a really cool house.
Yeah.
So okay, so the reasons why I definitely like this one better than the first one.
Okay.
And the reasons why I think I like it best.
Ooh. Yeah.
I prefer, so sadly, something about watching this movie made me a little bit sad while I was watching it.
I think I have a guess.
And that was knowing that this is the last time we'll see Richard Harris as Dumbledore.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because I just really don't like Michael Gambon's Dumbledore. So to me, and this is the last one that's directed by Chris Columbus.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. So this film moving forward, the movies are quite a bit different. Like even just the color grading. Right? Like the color correction that they've done on the film and the tones and the some of the actors get replaced and some of the character design changes and like Professor Flitwick gets an entirely different new character design. And there's a bunch of changes that happen after this. And I think I like this version of the Harry Potter mythos better.
You raised some really interesting points. Just
the other thing is this is the last. So something that the first one does really strongly, and something that this one does extremely strongly.
Okay.
And we get tastes of moving forward. And again, this is an issue probably with the books as well, but subsequently trickles into the films. This is like the first and second one. There's like in both of them we go up against Voldemort.
Yep.
And so things like, there's a serious plot point with serious consequences.
For sure.
But everything's still kind of relatively simplified.
Oh, yeah.
We're not dealing with Horcruxes,
Nope.
and we're not dealing with Peter Pettigrew and all of this extra kind of backstory that we need to keep track of and stuff like that.
It's just the new kids on campus kind of settling in.
Yep. There's an abundance of mystery surrounding Voldemort.
Mm-hmm.
Voldemort is a very mysterious entity at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But mostly, like, this is in both the first Harry Potter and specifically in this one, I feel like this is the last time that Hogwarts, sorry, there's an exception to what I'm about to say,
Okay.
but we'll get to that
That's okay.
at some point.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Hogwarts feels like its own character.
Oh.
The first two films to me are so much of, like, there's so much ribboning throughout it of the history of the castle. And that the castle is this place that is almost organic in the sense that it's kind of always changing, and there's so many secrets in it, and there's so many corridors, and there's so many that there's likely rooms that even Dumbledore hasn't been in.
Yeah.
Or like it's possible that down in the bowels of the castle, that even a teacher who's taught there for 50 years would get lost, would get turned around and stumble upon a corridor they didn't know was there or had never.
It's kind of like that old saying about hobbits from Lord of the Rings. You can learn everything you need to know about Hogwarts in a month, but after 100 years, it could still surprise you with something.
Right. Well, and so there's as a kid, I owned the PC game for the first film.
Cool.
And at the beginning of the film, or the beginning of the game, Dumbledore introduces himself to Harry Potter. Like it kind of very loosely follows the film, not really.
Okay. His games tend to do.
Yeah, but Dumbledore introduces himself, and he says, I'm Professor Dumbledore, this is Hogwarts, so on and so forth. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he says, Hogwarts is full of surprises. He says, just the other day, I came across a room that was full of chocolate frogs, but when I went to return the next day, it had been replaced by a nasty horde of fire crabs or something like that. And so, yeah, just that it's ever changing.
Right.
And it's ever and so what I love so much about Chamber of Secrets is that, there's this history, there's this hidden chamber inside the castle.
Right.
That all of the teachers know exist. But even Dumbledore doesn't know where the hell this thing is.
Right.
That it's vast.
Yeah.
It's very vast for him not to know.
So built up and having its own mythology or legend, but to still have so much mystery shrouded around it.
That there's this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of year old basilisk, massive creature, living in the school.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just so, I don't know. It's there's fun mystery and there's castle to be discovered and wonderment of it that I feel like for the most part we lose moving forward. The exception to that, and it's a weak exception, but it still technically counts, is in the Order of the Phoenix when they're using the Room of Requirement. The Room of Requirement is cool because, again, like the castle presents the room to you and makes the door disappear and does all of these, like it's the castle becomes this living character again.
Right.
Right. But yeah, so I think that's partially why, I just really like this one.
Interesting. Yeah. It definitely, I'll have to watch as we continue in this series to determine whether, because what you're saying makes sense to me and I kind of maybe agree with you. like I said, I need to watch these films over again to remember exactly what happens, to definitively know. But that is kind of a magical element that is lost if in the future episodes of this series.
Right, and I would say I'm 100% in the same boat. I have to,
right.
That's why I'm not able to firmly make that statement to you right now.
Which is fair, but it's a valid point, and it's an interesting observation.
Yeah.
This film has a lot of strong characters. Well, I wouldn't say strong characters, interesting characters, whether it be the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher who we referenced before, Professor Lockhart, played by a damn legend, Kenneth Branagh.
Right.
Jason Isaacs is introduced to us as the Malfoy Senior, who Jason Isaacs is also a dang legend.
And Dom, like, that role is amazing. Like he plays that role so well.
The films I've seen Jason Isaacs in, he's played the very similar role, like the elitist, pompous, just judgmental prejudice against the less elite. Like I love Jason Isaacs, but it's a very powerful character in this film. And obviously the theme of just, while we're on Jason Isaacs, of just purebloods discriminating against muggles and mudbloods and half-bloods continues in this film.
There's quite a bit of like Nazi, Jewish, like, theming throughout this.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it could be extrapolated to a lot of human marginalization, unfortunately, whether...
Oh, sure. But I mean, like, essentially what we're talking about is eugenics, right? That the purists would want eugenics. And I was just saying, like, the greatest cultural example we have of that is World War II.
For sure. Yeah. So, have you read any of the books? No, none. Like, zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you know why there's a new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher? I mean, obviously Quirrell's gone, so he's not.
Right. I'm going to say no, because even if I have a guess, I don't know if it's the actual... Yeah, I'm going to say no, I don't know.
And then next year we have Professor Lupin.
Oh, it's like the revolving door of just...
And the next year we have Alistair Mooney.
Yeah. Weird Eye. What is it? I'm not going to guess.
Mad Eye.
Yeah, there you go.
Mad Eye Mooney.
Yeah, it's a revolving door. Like, don't expect to get tenure if you're the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, because you're not going to get it.
So in the books, and I'm going to totally butcher this because I don't fully remember it.
Okay.
And someone, like, if somebody has read the books and is an avid, like, I feel like we need Diana Bond here right now to be like,
right.
Let me set you straight on how this,
right.
But after Tom Riddle had left Hogwarts,
right,
as a student,
yep,
and before he becomes douchebag McDoucherton, he either works at Hogwarts. He applies. He definitely applies. He applies to Hogwarts.
Okay.
To be the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. And doesn't get the job. And so curses the position. Like puts a curse on the Defense Against the Dark Arts position.
Right.
So that nobody will ever hold it longer than a year.
I mean, yeah. I'd do that too, probably.
Which, again, I feel like is a very Hitler applied to art school and didn't get in. And then became a dick. So, same thing, man.
Yeah. Finding Hitler in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
A book that no one should read.
From a comedy standpoint,
sure,
Ron is the MVP of this film.
Yeah?
Ron is so funny in this film.
Hmm.
Like, whether it be his interaction around the fire, or the spiders.
Yeah, I didn't even find, like, I just found his reactions very natural. I was right there with him. Like, the only thing...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But he just plays it so well. Like, Rupert Grint plays this incredible.
He does.
And when he breaks his wand...
That's true. Yeah.
And, like, when he's barfing up slugs, and, like...
Yeah.
I thought he was this was his film.
Yeah.
Any scene that he had a comedic line written in, I felt like he stole the scene completely.
Yeah. Poor guy.
And I'm not even a big Ron fan.
Yeah.
He's not my...
He's not your guy. Who is your guy? Like, who is your guy, your go-to?
I don't know. Like, I feel like specifically in this movie or in Harry Potter movies in general?
Probably in general.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard not to say Harry. Like, I don't, there's not enough. I do enjoy Snape. Like, Snape's a great character.
That was going to be my answer, and I felt in this movie, like, he was in this movie. He had some trolling of Harry, but personally, I just felt that he wasn't in this film enough, or at least not to my liking. And I just personally don't think he trolled Harry enough.
Yeah, and I mean that all gets. It's interesting, right? Because who knows. At this point, like, the relationship between Harry and Snape is an interesting one moving forward, and how that kind of culminates. And I don't know enough about the timeline. I don't know. Like, I know when this film came out, the books hadn't finished yet, and so that hadn't been revealed to anyone.
Right.
But I am curious. Like, did J.K. Rowling know, and how much communication was there about things that she had made up her mind about but hadn't actually written down or hadn't released yet? How much communication was there between that and the director of the films and the scripts, and, like, because they're ultimately need to be, like, you don't necessarily need to tell them, hey, just so you know, like 4 films in advance, hey, just so you know, Snape is technically actually like Harry's guardian.
Right.
But you do kind of need to set boundaries,
right,
so that things make sense.
You need guidelines, right? and garters and just some input.
Yeah, you can't have Snape punch Harry in the face in the movie because, or flat out actually try to kill Harry.
No. Because
then it just doesn't, like, it's not consistent with decisions that she's made about her characters.
And so an example that comes to mind to me is this TV series Lost, where just hold your groans for a minute.
I tried watching it so many times. And I was like, no.
My point that I want to make with Lost is just, I feel like the creative team was they weren't having an off-site author who was actually this TV series was based on a book. Like, the creative team was in it from the beginning, and they were all in a room, and even they had so many Shaggy Dog effects of, like, well, here's 27 storylines that actually we just kind of dead end because we didn't want to take them anywhere. So,
right,
like, my point is, in Harry Potter, when you're not even having, like, I'm just curious to the extent that they must have had J.K. Rowling inputting and monitoring things, just because there could have been so many storylines that the creative team for the film could have started on, but would have just been cut off because they weren't in line with the book or weren't in line with the characters and
what she had planned and what
exactly
she,
it could have been a train wreck real quick.
Yeah, like if one of the directors was like, hey, we think it might be a good idea to give Dumbledore a female love interest.
Sure, yeah, right.
And meantime, J.K. Rowling has already made the decision that Dumbledore is gay.
Sure.
But hasn't, like, it's not in a book. It hasn't been released on the Pottermore website.
Sure.
It's not,
Yep.
And so, yeah, then you have this, like, weird conflict of canon.
Yeah.
Right. But, I mean, yeah, and that's also, it's very interesting of, like, how much communication happens between the creator of content and the people who are making the film.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Speaking, like, and a good example of that is Lost. Because who created the show, Lost?
Well, the name that's tagged most to it is J.J. Abrams, but
there'd
be some debate as how much of an influence he had from beginning to end. But J.J. Abrams.
Oh, I don't think, like, he said himself, like, come third season, people would ask him, like, can you answer this question? And he would go, no, I don't know. I have nothing to do with the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I directed the first episode.
Exactly.
I created the show. I directed the first couple episodes.
Right.
And my name's on it, but, like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not
holding
read any
the
scripts.
reins here.
I haven't.
I'm just.
No. And he probably could.
Oh,
like, he
yeah.
probably, I don't know if he could have, like, taken over, but I'm pretty sure no one would have denied him advanced scripts and stuff like that if he wanted to know where things were going.
Oh, for sure.
But I think towards the end, he felt the same way about that series that the rest of us did.
Oh,
so
quite possibly.
Just didn't give a shit. But,
okay, that's not what it was. That's not.
It's such a dumb show.
No, I was going to say maybe he wasn't in line with how it ended, not just thinking of his excrement on the ground.
Oh, well, but it is. Anyways, back to Harry Potter. So the kids seem to have no issue with murder, Ron and Harry. So when they make the decision, when they find the Chamber of Secrets, which is such a cool moment.
It is.
And the reveal that Moaning Myrtle is the first girl to die, like all of that, I think that, again, that's part of why I love this film, is like, as it does such a good job of, like, slowly unpacking this mystery for you.
Yes. Connecting all the pieces.
Yeah, exactly. So they find the chamber, and they're about to go in it.
Sure.
And Lockhart, they kind of commandeer Lockhart and say, no, you're coming with us. Like, you are, in fact,
right.
Actually. And so we're standing there. There's a big, empty, seemingly bottomless shaft. And they push him in.
I mean,
like, there's nobody knows if he's, like, if they're pushing him to his death.
Yeah. I mean,
this could be 200 feet.
Yeah.
It just turns into darkness.
Yeah. I guess I've always viewed scenes like this in this film through the lens of how it's supposed to be viewed, of just comedically, isn't it funny that this kind of hypocrite, or this professor who's not exactly what he says he is, who's running when these two children are going towards the danger. I viewed it more as just the comical, like, oh, isn't this funny? Or when Ron clunks him over the head just so they don't have to listen to him talk anymore. Less so with The Rock, but with both of these events, like, in reality, those are very mortal, like, very, like, that would potentially kill someone. And I see you have a valid point. I've never viewed it in the real context before. Well,
and I'm not holding it against the film.
Oh, of course not.
I mean, this viewpoint of yours really surprises me, because I feel like any time that you have an objection to a film, it's like this nitpicky bullshit that's not in the spirit of, like, what the film is. And so, like, you're like, well, but from an academic standpoint, he would have been standing 5 degrees to the left, and so this scene is entirely inaccurate and hurts the credibility of the film. So
it's a valid point,
which is cool. Like, I just surprised. The one thing that I do feel like is a line that doesn't make any sense in this.
Okay.
Is after they arrive to the school.
Okay.
And they have the encounter with the Whomping Willow. And Snape is reprimanding them basically without any lubrication, is the way I would describe it. He's just laying into them. And he talks about the damage that they incurred to the Whomping Willow tree, which has been on the school grounds since before you were born. And I'm going, yeah, they're like 12.
Right.
I mean,
12-year-old tree.
The more accurate line is like since before Dumbledore was born. Like,
right.
What? Since before you were born, as if that's some big. Yeah, most saplings have been around since before they were born. Like, what do you?
Yeah, that's true. Something that I really want to bring up, and I think like the real Harry Potter knowledgeable fans might have an explanation for this. They might not. It's been something that's been thrown around on social media historically in the last couple of years, but it's the demise of Professor Dumbledore, in that we see this flashback of 50 years prior to the events of the Chamber of Secrets. So that would put it in like the late 1940s-ish, maybe early 1950s. And then obviously we see Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and that was set in 1926. So in 1926, we still have a dapper, sophisticated Dumbledore portrayed by Jude Law. And so in a manner of about just about 20 years, which this dude was old, like that's only about 17% of his life, and 17% of his life he just fell off the face of the earth as far as just keeping up and shaving and generally like just caring about how one looks.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I say, like, that's no different than the fact that 17 years turned Obi-Wan from Ewan McGregor into frail, crippled Alec Guinness.
Right, but maybe that's just something.
Right, like times weren't easy on him either.
But maybe that's just something we've overlooked. Maybe that's, yeah. I would. That's a fair point. I think it's still apples and oranges from the complete transformation that Dumbledore has gone in that short 20-year span. But it's not a flaw I have. It's just an observation.
Yeah, and I mean, this is definitely me making excuses and allowances for things.
Sure.
But I wonder. Like, we supposedly have several more Fantastic Beast movies on the way.
Right. Yes.
And, like, who's to say, like, there's no outline written for that.
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
fair.
books that they have to follow.
Yep.
And so, it's very possible that, like, I'm not sure how old Dumbledore is, but he's really old. Like, he's well over 100.
Yeah,
right?
According to Wikipedia, he was born in 1881 and he deceased in 1997. So over 100 years old.
Over 100 years.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm just wondering, like, I mean, any number of things can happen.
Sure.
Right? It's quite possible that in this next film that we get, his old age is a result of a curse, like the way he looks, or that he was like, we're living in a world where
he stopped going to a certain hairstylist and the hairstylist placed a curse on him.
Well, no, but I mean, like, not like that. We live in a world where potions can change your appearance.
For sure. Oh yeah.
And so maybe this is a young, slightly more vain Dumbledore who does actually look much older than he is supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say. So I mean, fundamentally, what it comes down to is in that flashback, they probably should have gotten someone else to play,
right? Like Hugh Grant,
as opposed to a de-aged,
Yeah.
Richard Harris. But
Also, on the note
Yeah.
of Dumbledore, I got such strong Jurassic Park vibes from that scene in his office, Dumbledore's office, where the Phoenix was rising from the ashes and Dumbledore was giving some anecdotal thought. Like, I just got huge flashbacks of John Hammond, like, mumbling around when a raptor was hatching from its egg in Jurassic Park. Maybe that's just
Yeah,
me.
I can see the connection. I can see how that's similar. Something else I think this film does really, really well is just giving us a deeper dive into the magical world that's already been presented to us. So through stuff like the flying car and through the Weasley's house is just incredible.
Fantastical.
Through through traveling by Floo powder, and through our introduction to Nocturne Alley, and just all of these things that are and it gave us relief from what could have been a rinse and repeat formula.
Yeah.
So
No, for sure.
I think that's mostly all I have to say. I love this movie. I think it's great. I have no real issues with it. I think the spider scene is terrifying.
Heck yeah. I would have had so much more emotional resolution as a viewer of this film if Aragog, or however you pronounce the name, had been squished, vanquished, just lit on fire. Something. But
oh yeah, he's still looming. He's still out there.
He's living his life.
And he's not nice because he's like,
no.
Goodbye, friend of Hagrid. Like, he just doesn't care. He's like, he's fully conceded that they are probably Hagrid's friends.
Yeah.
But Hagrid's the only human he cares about. So, cool. I gave you some information, but it doesn't really matter because I can't deny my children meat when it wanders so willingly into their midst.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I really came around to this film. Like I said, it's very strong. My only little flaw is just at the beginning, when they best repair those glasses of Harry's instead of actually repairing his eyeball that requires the glasses. But maybe that's not a spell. I don't know.
Right?
The only thing again, I found distracting was the CGI during the during the film's Quidditch match.
Which is still much better than it was in the last film.
Potentially. I just still found it distracting in this. I just found the whole Quidditch game distracting for that reason of the CGI. And also, if you listen to the soundtrack, it is eerily similar to a sequence of the soundtrack from Attack of the Clones when they're doing the speeder chase in Coruscant. I feel like John Williams was just so busy that he probably he just kind of copy and pasted.
Recycle he's like,
stuff. Okay, this deadline's tomorrow. I'm just going to copy this, throw that there, copy, paste. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, all right. Flip a couple of chords so it's Yeah, I don't know. I thought the visual effects were much better in this one, but maybe still not. Certainly not up to their prime potential yet.
For sure.
So,
what did you give this movie out of 10?
I give it an 8.1.
Cool.
Yeah, I if I have to throw on a Harry Potter movie to sit down and have going in the background or something, this is probably the one I would pick.
Really interesting. Yeah. I'll let you know when we get to the one that is my equivalent, but I still want to watch it first before I say it. So, yeah.
Okay.
I gave this one a low 7, like a 7.2, so 7.2. So I would, if anything above a 7, it reaches the highest category of I would totally pay money to see this in theaters. Not my favorite Harry Potter. It would have scored a bit higher if the first third I didn't find as dragging, but still overall enjoyed this film. It still blows my mind how much I had forgotten. I was watching it with someone, and I would turn and be like, "Did Hagrid open the Chamber of Secrets?" And she was like, how do you not remember this? Like, what is wrong with you?
Right.
And everyone has there's the fantasy question of like, if you could rewatch a film like that's a favorite of yours, but not remember it, just to have the experience of watching it again. Although this probably wouldn't be the film I've chosen, it was still a fun experience.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was going to say, like, that's, one of the answers, one of the famous answers. And someone, it's a quote, and I can't remember who says it. But one of the famous answers to, if you could experience anything, what would you experience?
Right.
And yeah, a great answer is I would watch my favorite movie again for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And to me, that's, it's interesting. I don't know what movie I would pick, but I can think of several different, like to sit and be able to experience Back to the Future again, and to not know.
Right.
Or Star Wars with all the twists and turns and not knowing that Vader is Luke's dad and stuff. Like that would be would be crazy.
Yeah. There's too many to pick, right?
I assume you said someone really awkwardly. I assume you watched it with your wife.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Sorry. In the time of isolating, I didn't just go out and watch this with like a random, like the person I was with.
I was just confused. Like, I mean, you have a wife and a daughter, and I didn't know like which one's giving you playful banter, seeing as how the daughter's less than a year old.
Yeah. But, never too early to have sass.
Yeah. What'd you watch this week?
So I watched 2 films. One is my recommendation to you. I'll get to that in a second. The other was your recommendation to me.
Okay.
Which was the 2017 It, which is so confusing when just talking about it over text and you don't capitalize the It and you just say, I haven't watched it yet. And
have you watched it yet? Watched what? It.
Who's on first?
Be more specific.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
so my advice to you going into it was, it falls flat with a lot of the scares.
For sure.
Right? I was like, there's one scene that really genuinely made me jump.
I want to know which one it is, because I have a couple thoughts, but I'm not sure.
I said there's one scene, the first kind of scary attempt at the beginning of the film was very disturbing to me and made me consider not staying to watch it in the theater, which has never happened for any other movie.
Really?
And the other thing I said, though, was that the heart of this film, the winning quality of this film is the characters and what they overcome and their growth as a group and just the genuine story, and also that there is a character in this film who is much scarier than the main villain. So yeah. What'd you think?
Yeah. I definitely so obviously I should start with how I felt about it. It was so very good. I definitely likely would have never watched this film. Just based on my preconceived notions of it, or my preconceived notions on what the original was about and how this was just a remake. The closest market comparable, or the closest comparable, I just felt like I was watching Stranger Things, but with a bit more of a supernatural horror approach.
Right.
And I'm not just saying that because there's one carryover actor from Stranger Things.
Right.
But for some people, I think it would be a touch too graphic or horrific. And for me, the last third of the film, I think, was a little, for my personal taste, was too focused on the terror and the creeping of the audience. But I found the first 2/3 was just out of this world as far as
and I mean, but as a horror movie, your climax has to be you got to ramp it up.
Oh, for sure. And just the first 2/3 of this film for me, I couldn't get enough. I just overall, and even in the last third, overall, I didn't find really any of it too scary. There were some scenes that were uncomfortable at times,
Right.
Whether it's the sequence you're referring to, or there's one parent-child relationship that's really just inappropriate. But the film itself was so captivating and drew me in. And
Right.
I never realized this was a film about characters.
Yeah.
And that's why I never would have watched it.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go into more detail. We're going to do a Patreon episode for it.
Well, yeah, because there's more that I want to get into that just we
right.
don't
You
have
said
the
you
time
have questions about it, so I'm very curious.
Yeah, and you might not be able to answer. Like, we'll see where it goes. But you know a lot about films, so the only thing I will say on this for the people that are listening to this episode is that there's a line where one character walks into a haunted house. And everyone's like, why are you doing this? No, don't do that. No. And the character says, it's easier, and gives their spiel of why, but it ultimately ends, it's easier to walk into this place than walking into my own home.
Yeah.
And just like such a deep cut, I was like, wow, this film is
because they all come from shit homes.
Yeah, they all do. And this film was just not what I was expecting in any way.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, I honestly, I gave it a 6.6, so it just fell below the I would pay money to see it in theaters. But I'm going to acknowledge that this is a flaw of my ranking system in this case, because if I had paid money to see this in theaters, I would have been, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So the scene that made me jump is after Beverly goes at her dad with the toilet tank lid.
Oh, yeah.
And then she turns around and Pennywise is there. That made me jump out of because it's
really,
just because you're so caught up in the emotion of what's just happened.
Yep.
And you're still coming down off of that you don't you're not prepared for a jump scare.
No, that's true.
That jump scare is masterfully written. Obviously, Georgie losing his arm. It wasn't even Georgie dying. It was just the graphicness of Georgie without an arm and him crying and screaming in the street. Despite the CGI being a little janky, I've thought when Pennywise bites his arm. Sure. I think that him in the street crying and going into shock was depicted very accurately.
Right.
And so as a new parent at the time, I was like,
horrific.
If there's a lot of this, then I'm not interested.
No, I hear you, because it's a real tough blow at the beginning of the film to watch something that intense.
Yeah, it just kind of like set the tone, and and then obviously the high school bully. In my opinion, is a character who is actually scarier throughout the film than Pennywise himself.
He is very, he's almost a sociopath just with some of the things he...
Oh, he definitely is. Oh, he flat out is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the other film I'm going to recommend to you, this isn't a film that... I watched as a child and I'm like, here it is on a platter. You need to view this. This isn't something I came across last week that I'm saying this is the film that will make your life. It's just a film. I've seen it a couple times. I enjoy it for what it is. And it's just at the mercy of it's the only film I watched, so I'm recommending it to you. It's a film that... We have a bit of a disagreement as far as Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
At times,
hate his guts.
I wouldn't say that, but I'm closer to hating his guts than you are.
Okay.
So sometimes we have conversations and our opinions kind of come through as far as I say, I think he's not good. You say he's great, or at least better than I say he is.
Oh, yeah. No, I would say... No.
Sorry, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Nicolas Cage has a large category of total cow crap in his... but he's also got some great hidden gems.
And I will agree with that. This movie I'm going to recommend to you is just a fun movie to watch. Watch it for what it is. I'm not sure where it sits as far as if it's a point for Nicolas Cage sucks or if it's a point for Nicolas Cage is good. I'll let you decide. But it's a film that stars Nicolas Cage, Ed Harris, and Sean Connery.
I have no idea what this is.
So it's a 1996 action thriller called The Rock.
Okay.
I
know of it. I haven't seen it.
It is what it is. Don't go in. It's a 1990s movie. I think it's Michael Bay's involved. Yeah, he is. So just take that for what it's worth. There's going to be explosions. There's going to be action.
I don't know if I realized that Ed Harris was around in '96. Obviously he was alive.
What do you think? Okay.
I didn't know
where he was on the scene.
Like all of the movies that I can, I think my first exposure to him was the Hangover movies, and so
he's in those.
Ed Harris?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking Ed Helms. I'm thinking the totally wrong. I have no idea.
Think National Treasure 2, the guy who's defaming the Gates family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's much different.
It is. Yeah.
It totally changes what I was. I would have ended the film and been like, "What the hell? He never shows up." Like, what do we?
Yeah. So check it out. It's just a fun film.
Cool.
What did you watch this week?
Vice.
Oh yeah. What did you think?
I'm a sucker for a true story.
Sure.
I'm a sucker for people playing other people, actors playing real life people.
Sure.
I'm not really I feel like there's a Christian Bale fan club.
Sure.
That I just have no desire to have a membership to.
That's fair. I mean, not everyone likes everyone.
I just don't know. And I'm I feel strongly about that. He's really good in Empire of the Sun.
Right.
But then, Christopher Nolan's Batman movies are among my least favorite iterations of Batman that exist anywhere of all time.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that's not entirely Christian Bale's fault.
Sure. No.
I don't know if
he's one piece.
Honestly, I don't know if much of it is his fault.
Okay.
But I think it's that I associate him with it has tainted my liking for him. So.
Which I, as a side note, I'm interested for us to explore the Batman films because I love Christian Bale's Batman.
Are you announcing something?
Not at all. Just I'm saying if we were ever to explore them.
If it happens.
If it happens. No, yeah. He's my only exposure to Batman. I love him as Batman. I like Christian Bale, but that's a fair point. I wish
there's, we have different gaming consoles, but there's a couple of video games I wish I could put in your hands as well.
Oh,
just to,
interesting.
Yeah. But, okay.
But yeah, so Vice, maybe not your cup of tea. But
no, I mean, I gave it a 5. I gave it kind of middle of the road. Yep. Glad I watched it.
For sure.
Probably won't watch it again.
Which is fine. Adam McKay is he's kind of getting an MO. He's making a lot of these films that are kind of exposing kind of historical times that you and I were alive for. We didn't care about as much at the time because we were just juvenile kids.
Yeah, we were into Gushers and Dunkaroos and
So I'm finding the Big Short is the other movie that comes to mind, but I'm enjoying these films that kind of are portraying a time in history, specifically American history, and just it makes you raise an eyebrow just on kind of things that maybe weren't known or at least not known to me. And there's a lot of I got a kick out of a lot of these actors portraying people that really they had no business portraying as far as their age equating to where they were in real life compared to the character. But
I would agree with that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What else did you watch?
I watched my recommendation for you.
Ooh.
Which is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
From the year 2012.
It was a good year.
It was a good year.
Was it? Are you going to say Titanic in 3D?
No. this film is, for the second time
Sure.
in our show's history, is a documentary.
Oh.
So it's
wow.
only an hour. It's only an hour and 5 minutes long. So I'm giving you,
Yeah.
And so interestingly enough,
Okay.
the documentary I want you to watch
Yeah.
is called Reflections on Titanic.
Oh.
And it's the IMDb synopsis just says a fascinating, in-depth exploration of the film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated. Sorry, what was the actual title though?
Reflections on Titanic.
Cool.
And it this isn't, not, I want you to watch it not in an attempt to try to change the outcome or sway your, I mean, I'll always be trying to sway your opinion on Titanic.
Sure.
But I will say that, like, watching it, a lot of the arguments that I made or a lot of the feelings that I have about the film were just validated, were
cool.
enhanced and solidified. And yeah, I walked out of it feeling 100% more in favor of my stance than I did going into it.
Cool. I would be highly surprised if I walked out being converted, so to speak.
No, and I don't think you will.
But as I said at the beginning of that debate, I love me some 1997 Titanic. Fantastic film, an amazing accomplishment, and I am very interested to watch this documentary.
It's very good. So
yeah.
I'm excited for you to watch it.
I didn't ever actually said Vice. I gave a higher than 5 out of 10 just for clarity. I probably would give it a 7 or 8. I realized I never said that, but just
and that seems to me that seems in line with the stuff that you normally
for sure.
Like I would guess that of you.
Yeah, we all have different opinions and interests and whatnot.
Yep.
I've got a couple shout-outs and some housekeeping.
I was going to say keep some house before we shout some out.
So big housekeeping. If you don't already follow, subscribe across our various social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., check out the links below, like and follow us. Wherever you listen to us, you can like and follow us and subscribe. Leave us a comment. If you leave us a comment, just know our more main ones are like Facebook, Twitter. On things of that nature, we'll respond and we'll get those compliments. Other ones, more fringe ones, we don't check as regularly. So leave a comment if you would like, and we'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, like if you want to trash talk us, if you want to make us feel like total crap,
right.
But you're a coward and don't actually want us to see it, you just need to blow off some steam, then do that on Stitcher or something.
Stitcher, yeah. Have at it. Also check out below, we've got our Patreon page. To our Patreon supporters, we thank you so much. Patreon helps us keep the lights on, helps us grow and improve the show. And as far as our shout-outs for this month, we've got 2 special shout-outs.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Daphne.
Daphne Kirkpatrick.
Oh, sorry. I just jumped
Don't ever apologize to mention Daphne on this show.
The second worst Scooby-Doo character, but one of the best, if not the greatest. What? Do you disagree?
No, I'm not well versed in Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah, Daphne's in Scooby-Doo. She's just kind of ditzy and.
Which one is she? Is she the blonde?
No, she's a brunette. She's like a reddish brown hair.
Sure,
but always wears a purple dress. Daddy's credit card type of thing.
Oh, don't get me started.
I don't think our Daphne's like that.
Not even remotely.
But I don't I
hope she doesn't have her dad's credit card.
Why?
Well,
I wish I had my dad's credit card.
Yeah, that's true. I hope she does have her dad's credit card.
Yeah. Well, Daphne, thank you for supporting the show, and we both, from the bottom of our hearts, wish and hope that you have your dad's credit card.
Yeah. Our second shout out is of equal nature or equal importance. These are our both top these are both tier 4 supporters on Patreon.
Yeah, why don't
that's
you
why they're getting a shout-out.
explain what the hell's happening here? People
So
are just like,
these are the cream of the crop. These are the supporters that go beyond the call of duty. They answer the ringing bell. They are on the front lines of movie men's support. And so storming that beach along with Daphne is friend of the show Nate Grunman, who not only is a supporter of the show but a nice guy, and we've gotten to know him, and I feel like he's the very definition of global community, because we would have never met him if it weren't for this podcast.
Nate Grunman is a dapper dude. And
he's like, he literally lives nowhere near us, and we would have never interacted if it were not for the show.
Different damn country. And
right.
I will say that one of the, not the most, but one of the horrific things about so many businesses being shut down and us, not being able to be out and about. Nathan Grunman, or Nady G, as I refer to him.
Yeah.
When I'm talking with my grandparents.
What?
He,
what? I don't know. Okay.
He prior to the world collapsing, he'd been like hitting the gym really hard, like lifting weights and getting buff. And I've been like enjoying these videos he's posting, and I haven't, gyms are closed. And so he's, he hasn't been able to get out and do that.
Yeah. But hopefully we can all return to normal as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And we can get back to posting and commenting on people's statuses of doing fun things like going to the gym instead of, hey, everyone's buying toilet paper in my town. This sucks.
Yeah.
So to wrap that up, a big thank you to all our Patreon supporters. Stay safe, Nate and Daphne. Wash your hands. And stay safe, all our listeners. Continue to stay at home. Only go out if you have to. Wash those hands. Don't touch your face. Stay safe.
Even if you have to. Don't do it.
Don't go home. Don't go home. Don't leave.
Go to the park and set up camp and live in the park. Don't go home.
That's equally as bad.